So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful, kind of complex digital tool that's quietly changing how investigators tackle one of the world's most difficult and, frankly, heartbreaking crimes. It's a framework that was built to connect clues that used to be completely lost in translation, all with one goal in mind: rescuing children faster. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the huge data problem that investigators have been facing for years. Then, we'll get into the incredible solution from a group called Project Vic. We'll explore just how massive their framework is, see how it actually turns data into real leads, and finally, we'll talk about why its open source philosophy is such a game changer. All right, first up, to really get why this tool is so important, you have to understand the enormous challenge that law enforcement is up against literally every single day. This is really the heart of the problem, isn't it? The criminal networks that exploit kids are digital, they're completely borderless, and they operate in the darkest corners of the internet. And here's the kicker. The crime is global, but the data is local. You see, every single police department, every agency, every country has its own system for recording information. Their databases, their software, none of it talks to each other. It's like trying to solve a giant jigsaw puzzle, but all your pieces are from a dozen different incompatible boxes. It just doesn't work. So a group decided to take on this digital Tower of Babel. They set out to build a common language for justice. Let's see what they came up with. Okay, so first thing you should know is that Project Vic International is not a company. It's a nonprofit coalition, and that is absolutely key. They bring together law enforcement, big tech companies, and a whole bunch of skilled volunteers, all focused on one single mission: build the modern tools we need to protect kids in this digital age. And their solution is this incredibly powerful framework, and they're very careful to note that it's still experimental, called the Crimes Against Children Ontology, or the CAC Ontology for short. So what on earth is an ontology? I know, it sounds super academic, right? Well, just think of it like a hyper-detailed dictionary for a very specific topic. It doesn't just define terms, it explains how every single concept is related to every other concept. It creates a common ground, a language that both people and, crucially, computers can understand. The best way to think of the CAC ontology is as a universal translator for crime data. It's what allows, say, an investigative tool in Germany to understand a police report from Ohio. It's that digital Rosetta Stone that finally bridges the gap between all these different systems and agencies. And believe me, this is not just some simple dictionary. What we're talking about is a comprehensive, unbelievably detailed map of this entire criminal world. Let's just take a peek at the sheer scale of it. For starters, the whole framework isn't just one big file. It's actually a family of over 30 specialized modules. It's kind of like a set of encyclopedias, you know? You don't have just one giant book. You have separate, detailed volumes for things like digital forensics, or undercover ops, or sextortion tactics. And those 30-plus modules, they're all organized into these 6 core areas. I mean, the scope is just massive. It goes from the basic investigation framework to coordinating internationally to digging into high-priority crimes like grooming, and it goes all the way through to digital forensics and the super-critical work of victim services. It's a truly complete picture of the whole ecosystem. And the depth here is just wow. Within all of those modules, the CAC ontology defines, get this, 2,005 distinct concepts. In the lingo, they're called classes. And every single one of these classes is a super specific piece of the puzzle. So it's not just a threat, it's a contactless threat, a very specific tactic used in sextortion. It's not just grooming, it's peer persona grooming, where an offender pretends to be another kid. This extreme level of detail, that is what gives the system its analytical firepower. Okay, so this is the big question, right? All this complex data, all these classes, how does any of it actually turn into a real-world lead that helps rescue a child? Well, it enables this really clear, really powerful workflow. An investigator takes their raw case data and just ingests it. That data is then mapped or translated into the ontology standard language. And once everything's standardized, software can start to see patterns and connect this one case to other cases anywhere in the world that share similar clues. And that connection, that link that was invisible before, that becomes a brand new, actionable lead. And this isn't just theory. This is not something they cooked up in a lab. No way. The project's own repository has over 30 detailed examples modeled on actual law enforcement cases. From huge sting operations in Arkansas to specific investigations in Utah, the ontology was built and refined using lessons learned from the real world. Now, let's get to what might honestly be the most important part of this entire project, its core philosophy. It's all about collaboration and openness. You see, unlike most of the specialized software out there, the CAC Ontology is completely open source. So what does that mean? It means any police force, any nonprofit, any researcher, anywhere on the planet can access it, use it, and even build on it for free. The development isn't locked away inside one company. It's a community-wide effort to build the best tool possible for everyone. And this quote from the project leaders, it really says it all, doesn't it? They're not trying to sell a product. They are nurturing a community resource. Their whole goal is to get people to use it and make an impact. They only ask for some financial support if you're making money off it, just to make sure the project can keep doing its vital work. So when you put it all together, by creating this shared language, the CAC Ontology is building the very foundation for the future of these kinds of investigations. It's what allows for more powerful analysis, it paves the way for AI to help out, and it gives investigators that incredible ability to connect seemingly random cases across jurisdictions. It turns a world of disconnected data into a network of shared intelligence. And it all points to one thing: faster rescues and a safer world for children.